Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay, actual announcements. I was not expecting this to start the day. I gotta find a song. I wasn't expecting to start it like this. Oh my God, did my head? Oh wait, mic check. Hello? Did I just rip my headphone cord? Oh no. Hello? Okay, wait, I'm good. Hold on. I actually have announcements. Woo! Meta chat, get ready. Hold on. Where is a song? What's a good song to segue with what I just read and found out? Oh, hold on. Celebration? Hear me out. Get ready. Yes! 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 It's happening! Oh, it's perfect. Come on. Oh my God. I'm sitting here starting stream. I'm like, I wonder if anyone actually read all the work I put into this. We got comments from the captains and we got comments from everybody. Woo! Woo! Let's go! Oh, it's happening. Oh my God, it's real. Oh my God. My the work actually is paying off. I love it. Oh no, we're getting promoted. Oh no. Oh, I'm so happy. Okay. Sorry, this is exciting. I was worried that all this work was going to go into nothing. Oh my God. Okay. Good morning, everybody. How we doing?
Yes, every time you clock on duty, check it. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does, it's just annoying.
Good morning.
There's no way to see if it's loaded or not when you aim it.
Yeah, just open it.
Oh my God. More responsibility / dread. Let's go. Yo, Antal, what's going on? Thanks for the 29 months. I appreciate ya. Best El Capo on the server. Flop. Oh man, I don't know. Flop's been ripping some W's recently. Should we? Oh man, I was gonna go on duty. Should we just read some of these statements real quick? I kind of want to read some of these. Okay. Should we do some reading? I kind of want to read real quick. This is huge. I'm excited. I was worried that no one was gonna read this, and I thought all my work was gonna kind of get thrown out, and this was gonna respectfully get swept under. Okay. Fuck it. A lot of 95s today. Oh, I believe it. Oh my God. Okay. So if you guys remember that, first off, hi everyone. I hope we're doing good. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing great. I'm on a double shot of espresso because I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I had a meeting today that was terrifying and it's still terrifying. And I wish I could talk about it, but I can't. I was going to go to bed. I ordered food and stress ate like a good responsible human being. And now we have notes. I'm excited. I hope everyone's doing great today. Hello. Sleep? No. It's probably not going to be a long one today, but I wanted to be around for a little bit. So anyway, back on track real quick. So this was, anonymous, right? The whole thing, the whole 9 yards. And I wanted to know if people were going to, have an opportunity to, So, comments from Ruth. Captains have discussed the DAP system and it is going to stay where it is for now with some things like works. With some things in the works. There are a few individuals who have been vocal about it. If people do have complaints about it, they do need to make sure they bring up the concerns to their seniors. As far as I'm aware, it is the vocal minority and not the majority that have an issue. Officers need to ensure they are not just complaining to each other and instead actually taking the proper steps so it can be addressed properly and constructively. That's what this is for. We're currently not allowing cadets out to shifts to help FTO with FTO burnout. Once a cadet is in queue, it does add pressure to FTOs. Shift 1 is hiring at the pace of the FTOs, and FTOs are kept in the loop. When we are ready for more cadets, they want their focus on Shift 1, as that is why they are working very hard and putting in a lot of FTO hours, is that they want Shift 1 to be staffed. Only one FTO in Shift 1 expressed burnout, and they've had only ever FTO twice at the time in 3 weeks, whereas the two FTOs who are FTO 40 hours express no concerns of burnout. FTOs are feeling burned out. Let me see. Where am I? If FTOs are feeling burnout, like no names, actually talk to them, figure out what will help them. More leverage. There may not be a blanket way to improve it. I think more FTOs would resolve the issue personally, but that's fair. Would you need more experienced officers? But to get there, we need to train them. People with experience outside of this PD can only go so far. For example, a Shift 1 cadet was almost cut out of the academy for having experience. He wanted to go off of prior experience. I agree with her on this. This was silly. Absolutely. Just because someone has experience in the PD does not mean they will be a good fit, which is why we still need to train them. Agreed. In relation to being denied, most times people are being interviewed. It may not be getting in the next academy, but there are a list of, to be brought in. For example, I interviewed 10 people and only 6 can be chosen for the next academy, and other officers will be awaiting until an available academy. Okay. Aldo Jackson. The DAP system works from what I've seen. Cormac got DAP'd, was doing things better after it. People are going to complain about the DAP system, going to go on a limb and say they've gotten DAPs. I've gotten DAPs in the past, and at the end of my life, I don't want to stop patrolling an entire department over a couple DAPs. Adding an exception reduction to DAPs due to hours on duty is an incredibly silly idea. At the point, we might as well add a part of the SOPs that say once you hit 60 hours on duty, you no longer have to follow these. Not even close to what I was recommending. FTO burnout. All out of the FTOs I've spoken to in Shift 1 have not indicated any sense of burnout. Yes, FTO burnout is real. However, people can take their breaks from FTOing folk. Blah, blah, blah. As far as recruitment, folk get reached out once they are invited to an academy. If people can't have the patience to wait for a response from a captain, they should get skipped over. And one of the countless hundreds should get the chance over them. That's not a good way of looking at it, because no one's gotten a denial. I actually heavily disagree with this. I don't, if people don't have the patience to wait for a response from a captain, the system isn't working. The same people want to complain about FTO burnout also want people hired with the time of figure. It's a process that requires training, not complaining. I think people are not understanding what the point of this was. The point of this wasn't to say that we're complaining. The point of this is so people can get a consensus as to how they feel. This wasn't... It's okay to critique. We need folks, but we don't have anyone that's ready. I don't know what Aldo's considering. We need folks, but the problem is that in the new batch of hires that we have, nobody is currently in a position to take over an FTO position. Is sort of where I'm going with this. We are in a position where we need people because I do not believe wholeheartedly anybody should be taking more than one cadet at a time. If we actually want people to learn what they're doing, they need to ask questions and take a time at their own pace. If you shove 3 people in the back of a cop car and teach all of them at the same time, I can promise you that experience is not going to retain. It just doesn't happen. Requires training, not complaining. I don't know. I think people are taking this more that, you know, of what people are complaining about. This is a simple line of just sort of where people see it. The reality is that people are taking my example as it's not a reward system is the thing. But I do think that we're kind of counteracting the point of if our problem is retainment and our problem is keeping people on duty because people are afraid to be in trouble, then yeah, there's inherently a problem. I don't know. I think I need to explain to people how the DAP system works. DAPs, I'll be super transparent because our way to grow, all my DAPs have been based around scenarios, false, FTO burnout. Best way to prevent burnout is to take breaks, recovery, and prevention. Yeah, but when everyone burns out at the same time, that forces people to go for quantity, not quality. Right now, we all feel pressure needing people. Let me rephrase the pressure of needing trained officers. I personally have made my mission make it a cadet every shift I can, but I also realize that this is not a healthy thing to do. It take time out of myself. Mindful, thank you for the 17 months. I appreciate you. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the 17. Can we get a bunch of hearts? But none of us are battling alone. We're all going through the same FTO process. Something I have brought up, the difference between shift 2 and 1 hiring process. It is in my opinion that some people are being brought straight through into a full officer without much help and knowing new department. Provide a lot of retroactive teaching and honestly makes those it is my opinion that no one should have special treatment. I agree with the statements above. Some people, it seems clarified, just need to have it. The hardest people I've had to train so far have been those with prior experiences. Dispatch hiring, at least for shift.
We gotta talk.
Oh boy. About what? What do you need? I just got on duty. So if you're about to throw a fucking book at me, let me know what it's about first, and I'll let you know that if I care enough this second or if I need a couple minutes to wake up.
It's about a house. It's nothing about work.
Okay.
So I heard via a little bird that there's a certain house up in Polito that you and company are looking at.
Yeah. Who'd you hear that from?
Miss Jones.
Jones?
Andy Jones.
Uh-huh.
And myself and a lot of the Shift 3 folk as well, we're looking at that house.
Okay.
So this is where we run into a predicament.
Here's the predicament, Barrick, and I'm going to be blunt with you. I don't want to live in a whorehouse with 87 people. I want to live in a house with a couple people. Unfortunately, the way that this whole economy works is the first group of people to acquire and throw enough money into a bin are going to be the ones to actually prevail. That's the reality. If you and 12 people get the money before I do, there's nothing I can do about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll just be blunt about that. If you're looking at that house, I'm currently in the process of trying to make back that money. We're very close to that point. But it sounds like, from what you're saying, you got a lot of people. How much money do you actually have? How close are you to buying this house?
Well, me personally, I have 142,000.
Okay. And you splitting that amongst probably how many people in the PD? Assuming, let's average it, most people in the PD, if they haven't bought a car and a bunch of shit, probably, let's say 100 grand.
Like 6 people.
Okay, so you guys probably are sitting at around $500,000, if not more, in total.
Probably something like that.
Yeah, you guys probably have the money for it already.
I don't know if it's quite there, but it's close.
I'm going to say this much.
But my thing is like, if this thing has sentimental value to like yourself and Ziggy, as it was portrayed to me that it was, then, you know, that's a different story, at least in my opinion.
There is sentimental value, I will admit, but I mean, at the end of the day, it is still a house, so I'm not going to kick the bucket if, you know, somebody buys it from underneath. But I get that.
Yeah, and the, you know, like you said, the kind of big house idea is already kind of, I don't know, it would be tricky to begin with because obviously, if I lived there and, you know, if certain others lived there as well, that'd be problematic to say the least.
Do you think so?
No, but
Is
I
that
feel like it's
oh, go ahead.
disrespectful to a certain extent.
That's fair. I'll be honest. I really want to live in Polito.
Same.
I think a lot of people do, and I think the race to get some of these houses are gonna create a big market.
Yeah.
What are you? I guess I'll ask this. What are you proposing with the house?
Well, I think we could probably find some way to
I gotta go in offline mode. Sorry, dudes.
collectively make it work for everybody. Hopefully, that is what I would love to do. I don't know if that's feasible, but I would definitely like to, if possible.
I gotcha. I will say this,
But I understand
and
it's not the preferred living arrangement for a lot of people.
yeah. Oh my God, that's a name. Marwood predicted it.
Yeah, I suppose he did. Literally yesterday.
Like actually, yes, he knew. He fucking knew. He had
No, he
knowledge.
actually predicts things like he started talking about Emily the other day, and then she walked in like 3 minutes later. Then apparently he was talking about me, and then I walked in like 30 seconds later yesterday.
Gormwood's like a spirit animal, but he's more like a spirit bowling ball with a vest. But
Yeah, I suppose so.
it's all good. He's got good intention. Shit, I don't know. So here's where I'm at with stuff. I don't know. I do really want the house in Polito. If anything, I do anything for it right now. I just know that the living arrangement of living with 13 people is like excruciatingly bad. I even considered the house next door has, it's one house, but both sides are split off into two separate properties. And I was like, that's a perfect house for a group of people that want to live like with each other while not being like in the same room. And I tried to make that work
100%.
too, but I don't even know if that house is for sale anymore.
No, it is. They both are.
Is it really?
Yeah. None of those have been purchased.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that, but at the same time, I think it's more sentimental to Ziggy than it is to, you know, me. I will say this unironically, I don't know how this happened. So before Ziggy and I like really knew each other, apparently he owned the house next to mine about 7 years ago. And that's how like this whole thing kicked off was, damn, so we were just unironically neighbors before we were married. Interesting. So he wanted to get the house back. I think a lot of us wanted to try and get the house back. Little just, you know, homage, you could say, to sort of, I guess, you know, something sentimental in that regard, but we are kind of in a predicament with that now. Granted, I hate to say it, in terms of quantity, you probably have more people on board, which means it will most likely, under my assumption, you will probably end up having the money for the house. And if that's the case, I mean, what am I going to do? You know what I mean? It's not really up to me. At that point, it's up to the realtors. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, it's just it's a shitty situation.
I haven't collected my check in about 2 weeks. I'd love to know how much I actually have to my name, but I'm not going to know until I go get my money.
Yeah, if it was anybody else, I generally wouldn't care.
Mm-hmm.
But when she told me that it was you guys, I was...
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a valuable, like... I'm trying to think of a valuable approach or like a valiant approach to sort of the way I see it. It's kind of hard though, no matter how you cut it.
Yeah.
Let me send a text real quick. I'm curious. I'm curious to know how much we have in total. I'm waiting to see like what that number is looking like, because I don't know what to do. I don't want to go underneath a nose or anything. I know the realtors were pretty adamant to say like, hey, no problem kind of holding it if you are able to get the money in a reasonable time. And I think we're about there. But I don't know what that means for other people looking at the house. Ooh, that's bad. No, we're not even halfway there. It's gonna be rough. This is gonna be rough. Um, I'm just trying to get an eyeball. This is gonna be rough. Well, the thing that Flop's thinking about is he's already locked in with the realtors that we want this house. Let me make a phone call to a realtor. See if they're around. Bear with me for just a second.
Yeah. I mean,
I just want to ask him a
I'll
question.
probably just, if it's that kind of situation, I'll probably just drop it.
I mean, I would appreciate it, but at the same time, I'm not forcing you to. You know what I'm saying? That house isn't mine on paper. So I don't want you to. I don't want you to feel that way.
Sorry, we can just we'll just go back to looking. So good.
All right. You doing okay, Barrick? You doing good today?
Sure. Yeah.
Yo, gaming! Exclamation point backseat.
Hi,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
I might have just bought us some time.
Really? How's that?
I just found out a large group of people in the PD are banding their money together to purchase that house.
Wait, what?
Yep. And I've explained and expressed that there is sentimental value to that house and that the realtors sort of had it on hold. I was transparent to say that technically speaking, a realtor will not say no to the money if someone buys it. But at the same time, out of the respect, I would hope that there's a mutual respect to the idea of us trying to buy it.
Okay. Well, that's
And
good.
I don't know if they were happy about it, but I did express that they have it on hold, and if they were to keep looking, and they just told me that, yeah, I guess we'll go back to looking. So I think I might have it. I might have bought
Okay.
us some time. I didn't realize there was another group looking at it.
Fuck. Okay. Yeah,
How much
I
is that house?
talked. It's like 570,000. Yeah.
I
Like if I literally like dig in and do like some EMS shifts on top of the treasurer stuff, I might be able to swing it like in the next, I don't know, a couple of weeks, but even then it's a couple of weeks. So, but I did talk to Andy
okay.
and Julio, and they are perfectly okay with, they were actually excited to hear that we were wanting to buy the house. So,
Exit thing for the 23.
because I
I
know that a
appreciate
lot
you.
of
How
like
you
the
doing? Can we get some
OG
hearts and chat,
HOA
please?
are up there in Polito now. So,
Yeah. No, definitely.
yeah,
That's huge. That's great, actually.
yeah. And that might be another way, like, because I know you'll probably see Matt before I do.
Yeah.
And then like, I mean, just like really
Should
like
I hold him
pull
up with
him
a knife?
aside. I mean, mention that, it's all of us.
A gun?
And, Andy is out there too, and he was always really close with Andy, right?
Mhm.
It's like there are good people out there and it's quiet, it's nice. When the city is overwhelming and loud, then he can go home and just chill. We're all busy with our jobs, so it's not like we're going to be like tripping over one another.
No, definitely.
Because I was trying to think of somebody else that we could bring in, but I just don't think that there is anybody else.
Well,
You
I
know?
had told the person that approached me, because they said that there's a lot of cops that are going in on this, and I said, well, I said, I'll be honest with you, out of respect. I don't, and this is how I explain this to this person. I'm gonna keep them anonymous for now, because respectfully, it's not about like the personality of who we're going against. It's more of just a reality check. I told this person, I said, listen, out of respect, I don't want to live in a whorehouse. I don't want to live in a house with 15 people. It's a
Yeah.
house. You know what I mean? I want to be comfortable.
You want it to be a home,
Yeah.
right?
And I said, unfortunately, if you have 15 people, all with government positions, clearly you're gonna be the first to get the money.
Mm-hmm.
I said, but there is personal value to this house that goes beyond the price of it that we are aiming for, and we want to pursue
Right.
it and maintain it and hold it. And it kind of leads us down this rabbit hole. So
Okay.
I think, God, it's not Friday. I only grab my checks on Friday. I think I'm gonna grab my check and get an idea.
Okay.
I think your job right now is to hold Maple at knife point and tell him to sell his car.
I mean, his car was only 20 grand.
That's
Even
20
if he sold
grand.
it. Yeah, but that's not going to put us close enough. If we were like
It's gonna
20
put us
grand
closer.
short, if we were 20 grand short, then maybe. But plus all the upgrades that he put into it, he's not going to get that money back. And we need a way to get to work from Toledo. So,
We can worry about transportation after, okay? All I'm saying is that his two-door car with 4 people in the house ain't gonna cut it, okay? He should have been looking at a fucking minivan.
Well, I'm gonna get a rental and just have that for driving, because I've been walking everywhere, but now that the decisions that I'm starting to make as treasurer are starting to make people upset, I shouldn't really be walking around
Yeah,
alone.
I'm shocked they haven't issued you a weapons license for a gun.
Well, I mean, that would open up a whole new can of worms, because then I'd just become a target to be farmed for a gun. So
Not if you don't tell anyone.
true,
The only people that
but
are gonna find
still.
out are the ones that make the attempt and then walk away with a 9mm to the skull.
Yeah. Well, there haven't been any attempts on my life yet, so we haven't quite gotten to that point, thankfully. It's more just me being cautious and proactive than reactive. So, So that puts us at what, like 380. So almost 4 once I get my paycheck. Probably this weekend I'm going to be throwing in a ton of hours, and like I said, I may even do some EMS work after in the AU. It just depends on, how I'm feeling. But I can probably pull some crackhead hours and
I wouldn't look at it that way. I don't think it's worth going down that road. I think just we do it the best we can. I might be able to get a loan from somebody too if we need it. I might be willing to hedge my bets and get a loan and see if I can work something out.
Well, I don't want you to be indebted to somebody and then, especially if it's somebody shady.
I wear a uniform and a badge. My life's indebted to this city.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, there have been some very sketch people that have been giving out loans, and I just don't, because I know that their collection methods are not.
It would be a
above
personal
board.
loan. It would be from somebody who I personally trust if I were to do it. But
Okay, yeah, that's what I will just do what I can to try and get the money.
Don't break your back for it. It's not worth it. Just
Yeah, but I mean, if it's some really long shifts here and there, to help us get into the house, then I can relax once we actually get it,
I gotcha.
So, and then, of course, being friends with, the Simones, it's furniture won't be an issue. So
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna do the best that I can. Let me go grab my check and I'll text you and let you know what the actual number is is to my name. I gave a small
Okay.
loan to a friend and she's already paid me back almost in full.
Perfect. Okay.
So I'm still looking at another like 10 or 20 grand that I'll be getting on top of whatever my total is.
Okay.
And I haven't grabbed my check in like a week and a half, almost 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that that's
Oh,
significant.
nice. Okay.
I'm hoping
Wonderful.
for 100. So we'll go from there.
Mhm.
I'll even, I don't know. Do you know if the realtors at all or anybody up in Paleto?
No, there's no real estate company to give like a discount or anything.
It's not about
just
discount. Would they work on a payment plan?
No.
Fuck. All right.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. And then we also have to keep in mind that we have to account for taxes as well, which the tax rate on properties, I believe, is 24%. So it's going to be
24% of the total value of the house? And our dreams are over. Fuck that. I'm buying a camper.
No, we can do this. We can do this. We just have to, be consistent and
Tell
keep
that piece
at
of
it.
shit Maple to sell that piece of shit car.
No. No, it's fine. It's fine. We don't need the car. It's fine.
It's okay. It's fine. I outrank him. I could tell him to sell the car.
Well, y'all sort that out then. Like I said, I mean, if it really came down to it, he probably would if we needed it, but we're still a bit a ways away. And I think, like I said, if I can really crank out some shifts, then we can probably get it done, honestly.
Okay. All right.
I believe in us.
Well,
and if we can get Matt on board, then that would be another paycheck.
That may actually
would help close it in.
Yeah, no, definitely.
That would lock it in like ASAP.
Absolutely. Let me keep you in the loop. I'm gonna go grab my check and I'll text you what my total is, and I'll see what I could do about scouring some extra money too.
All right, perfect.
All right. Well,
thank you.
Not a problem. We'll speak soon. I will talk to you soon.
All right, love you.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. We need to get money. Zelensky, thank you for the tier 3 for 20 months. That's huge. That's insane. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bunch of hearts. I genuinely, your support is absolutely insane. I appreciate it. Yo, Manda with the 18 months and Pond with the 23. Where the fuck are these resubs coming from? God damn. Thank you, dudes. And Pond with the 10 gifted. What the fuck are you doing? Thank you so much. Can we get a bunch of hearts in chat, please, for Pond? Thank you so much for the support, dudes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Y'all don't have to do that. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. I'm gonna do this real quick, just for sake of you know, the I just wanna make note of all this. To let everyone know sort of where I'm at with the DAP system thing, because I think everyone got the wrong idea about my DAP system. What's up, Jenny? How you doing? Jenny, out of everybody, you should know not to be apologizing. Don't you worry, you're fine. You're chilling. You're all good. It's a very rough job, as you can see in my very high quality folks. I need some ironing out. My course of processing involved including a unit's hours on duty. To avoid an imbalance in the DAP system. My basic understanding, the more time you spend on duty, the more opportunity there is to receive punishment. If you're on duty an hour a day, you're probably not going to run into enough circumstances where you would run into... Okay. I'm saving my idea with the DAP system. And the more you spend on time on duty, the more opportunity there is to receive punishment. If you're on duty an hour a day, you're probably not going to run into enough circumstances where you would run into much punishment. Actually, personally, the DAS system works as it should. I don't think the DAP system needs to be changed. But I think adding the layer of time a unit is on duty would allow an open opportunity for units to receive some sort of an officer review. If you were to, for example, hit the X hour mark, and show no incidents, reports, and it seems as if you spent those X hours doing nothing, you shouldn't be considered for an officer review. And somebody wanted to offer an opportunity where your time on duty could correlate to the time DAPS fall off. Okay, to clarify my idea with the DAP system, I'm not inherently saying if you put X hours in, poof away your DAPs go. It's a very rough draft. As you can see, my very high quality photo example needs some ironing out. My course of processing involved including a unit's hours on duty to avoid an imbalance in the DAP system. By basic understanding, the more time you spend on duty, the more opportunity there is to receive punishment. Personally, the DAP system works as it should. I don't think the DAP system needs to be changed, but I think adding the layer of time a unit is on duty would allow an open opportunity for users to receive some sort of an officer review. If you were to, for example, hit the X hour mark and show no incident reports, and it seems as if you spent those X hours doing nothing, you shouldn't be considered for an officer review. I simply wanted to offer an opportunity where your time on duty could correlate to the time DAPs fall off. If you spent hold on. And another officer spends 50 hours on duty. Okay, I've read through the responses, wanted to clarify a couple things, blah, blah, blah. If you spend, in my example, 5 hours on duty and another officer spends 50 hours on duty, the unit with 5 hours on duty shouldn't have the same consideration of a review and should have to wait the full 60 days. It was an idea to help the possibility of what could be considered an imbalance. Not saying there is, but something I did propose and wanted opinions. I wanted opinions. Okay. I think that's good. All right. Thank you guys for all the support. I do appreciate it. We're going back to the okay, sorry. Sorry, dudes. All right, so we got to work on getting the house. We got to work on getting a couple things. I think that this is good so far. I don't think I'm being too. I mean, I'm gonna ask you guys. Does it sound like this is irrational? I'm not offering like a. I'm not saying we need to do this. But I feel like the offer of what I'm like throwing on the table is just more of an idea to add a layer. Not saying that it needs to happen though. I feel like the way people read it was, oh, well, what's the point of spending time on duty if you're just going to lose your DAPs anyway? That's not a punishment system. I don't know. Am I being irrational here? I don't know. Disciplinary action points. It's the new strike system. FTO burnout. I don't think I don't think FTOs are experiencing burnout as bad as it could come across. However, I personally see less value in one FTO feeling like the need to take more than one cadet at a time. And I worry if people feel the need for that obligation. How do I say this? I don't sorry. I don't think FTOs are experiencing burnout as bad as it could come across. However, I personally see less value in one FTO feeling like they need to take more than one cadet at a time, and I worry if people feel the need for that obligation, we will see burnout down the road. I more or less want to minimize that. And while we haven't hit that point, I don't want to. Granted, well, Mutter, that's what people are complaining about. People don't like the idea that if you just spend time on duty, you boom, DAPs go away. I think that's a dumb idea. Is what I tried to explain, but because no one actually really heard my example, I understand why Aldo maybe has like personal bias in the way that I explained it. What's up, Alexander? How are you? I more or less want to minimize that, and while we haven't hit that point. Sorry, I'm like uh okay. So I think the FTO burnout thing is good. The DAP system, the FTO burnout is good. To okay. What else did people talk about and complain about? FTO, FTO, DAP, DAP, FTO, DAP, DAP. Yeah, I don't agree with the I don't agree with if people can't wait for a response from a captain, they should get skipped over, and one of the countless hundreds should get the chance over them. What about the people that have been accepted and haven't had a response from anybody in 2 months? I don't know about that. Recruitment. a lot of my notes above were highlighting a lot of the points to my notes regarding highlighting higher or regarding a lot of my notes, a lot of my points, my notes above were just highlighting, were no more than highlighting certain pieces from various of the individual complaints that I thought could use more explanation. I know some officers have felt that they would be told by one person that something was allowed. Example, going on shift as a cadet, and then not being allowed, or example, you could get a ride along or go on shift as a cadet out of shift, and then being told you could go on shift as a cadet out of shift, and then being told you're not allowed to. However, with the recruitment information, I've personally spoken to officers, spoken to people, how do I explain this? I want to go back up and read what Aldo said. As far as for recruitment, folk get reached out to once they are invited to an academy. If people can't have the patience to wait for a response from a captain, they should get skipped over. I'm confused by that. If people can't have the patience to wait for a response from a captain, they should get skipped over, and one of the countless hundreds should get a chance over them. I forgot to make a note here too. Um, the question I ask is: by the time we hit that point, are we going to have these classes, these current classes, prepared to help fill shoes of FTOs? Are people complaining that they're not hearing from captains? Well, I mean, like, Duncan just talked to Flop, and apparently Bison was told that he's getting into either the next academy or the academy after, and has not received a single response. And people are getting accepted and have not been given a response. I've personally spoken to people who have been told that they have been accepted, and have seen as far as 3 academies go by without a response. These same people who have been accepted and have been told they're going to be in the next academy. shouldn't really be in the next academy. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna speculate. These same people who have been accepted. That information I received. Okay, granted, those are not my shoes to fill, as those are inherently the responsibility of the captains. That information I received. That information